All right, boys. Let me tap in real quick to the feed on here so I can see if there's any comments because they don't pop up on the screen unless it's like on YouTube. So we'll go over here. This may or may not work. Probably not going to work. Probably not going to be able to see any comments. However, just to the recap for the month, it looks pretty good actually. Let me put the numbers up. So 20.65. I think that's 8 out of the last 10. One of those of the two was minus 0.3. So looking pretty good. 21 days out in the month plus 20.65 is pretty good. Can't complain too much. Yesterday, I think we started like minus 4.8 and still ended plus one, basically, which was kind of ridiculous. Horrible beat on Vikinger. They completely dropped the ball. But I just had this person over here just staring at me. What are you doing? Anyways, let's get into it. I'm going to start at the top if I can find the right screenshot. Okay, so here we go. That's the whole card. We're just going to start at the top here. We got two of these lines really good early enough. Vikinger, we got that last night at even, and it is now all the way down to like minus 135, I think it was this morning. So that's pretty good. Let me pull up the banner here. Vikinger versus Valor. This is going to be a really good game in Iceland today. Valor honestly kind of looks like shit the last few weeks prior to their little streak that they have going on right now. They got back-to-back red cards in two straight games against teams they should have beaten the dog shit out of and ended up losing both of those games. They started to look pretty good. I think they scored 6 on Sojourner, who has a horrible defense but a pretty good offense. I think they won that game 6-1 last week. However, I think Vikinger is clearly the best team in Iceland right now. No offense to Breidablik. I think Vikinger is hands down the best team in Iceland right now. Manhandled KR. I actually had draw in that game, and it was 3-3 in like the 85th minute, and they ended up winning 5-3. These guys just do not stop. So it doesn't matter how many goals Valor scores in this game. I think Vikinger definitely gets the job done. You got to take the best team, especially this line when it was even. Now that if it's minus 125, I would only play this for 1.25 units. I wouldn't throw 1.5 on it with the juice, maybe even just 1 unit, but I do really like it. And next up, another play that we got on the opening line, and I actually don't think this has moved at all. I think this has stayed pretty steady. I think Juventus win and over 1.5, open minus 110. I think it's still minus 110. I think the minus 1 open plus 105, and I think it's plus 108 right now. So I think it's moved a little bit. No Di Maria, obviously no Chiesa in this game, so this will be pretty interesting. However, I really think Juve should score twice in this game. The only thing that scares me is I watched Sampdoria last week, and Sampdoria did score an at Atlanta like 5 minutes into the game. It got called back. Then they ended up losing 2-0. They they had no gas in the second half. These guys were dead. So the only thing I'd be worried about if it's 1-0 at halftime, this game might honestly end 1-0. I would feel a lot better if Sampdoria scored this game because I don't think there's any reason Juventus shouldn't win this game. And I do like their team total. The only thing I'm scared of a little bit is Sampdoria not being able to put on any pressure and Juventus just passing the ball around. But Vlahovic up top, I really don't think that should be an issue at all. I think it's good for 1.5 units. I think we moved to 5-1-1 on Serie A plays on BetUS. And overall, I think we're like 11-2-1 on Serie A and Serie B so far after 2 rounds. So pretty good. Can't complain too much. And we'll go to Spain. We've had decent luck in Spain so far this season. And my favorite team is Elche. Last week I had Betis winning both teams to score, and Elche got a red card 10 minutes into the game, and they lost 3-0. They actually created some really good chances in the second half down to man on Betis, which was actually kind of impressive. With a full squad in this game, I think they definitely should be able to score, especially at home. Both teams to score at home was just on fire last year for them. Almeria scored on Real Madrid last week. They only had 30% possession, and they created 1.36 expected goals. On this Elche defense that is not very good, I think they'll definitely be able to score. This game just screams 1-1. I don't really like the over. I think this is going to be a pretty evenly matched game. Two teams that are probably going to be at the bottom of the table. But Elche is usually good for a goal at home. And Almeria scoring on Madrid last week. I know they're at home, but I still like them to get the job done here. So I think this is good play at even money for 1 unit. Now, this is only a half unit play. This is going to be the smallest one of the day. Horsens, Odense, first half, both teams to score yes, plus 360. This is actually my favorite play of the entire day, even though it's half unit. And I'm really disappointed because Horsens has been a team that I've actually backed a couple times this season. And I took our house. I think it was our house. I think I took our house team total under 1.5, or maybe Randers. I don't think it was Randers. I think it was our house team total under 1.5 in like week 2 of the year. Against Horsens, and it hit. I think the game was like 1-1 or 1-0. Horsens' defense is actually pretty good. Odense, they've given up over 1.5 goals in like pretty much every single game. Actually, I think every game this year. Coming back at home this week, this is a really interesting spot because they should win this game. They should. This is the spot where they need to come out, get their first win against a promoted team, especially being at home. They've been scoring on good teams. They've been playing good teams. They scored on Midland. They scored on Brøndby. They definitely should be able to score in this game, and I think if they score 2, they win this game. So I actually think the value is on Odense in this game. However, their defense is not very good, so I do see Horsens scoring. So I feel like this is either going to be a 1-1 or 2-1 Odense, and I was actually hoping the money was going to come in on Horsens last night. It came in on Odense, so I'm not going to play a side in this game. I was hoping that draw no bet would move from -120 to even, and it actually moved from -120 to -135. So unless Horsens scores first in this game, there's no way I'm going to be able to play a side. I would love to take a +1 live because this game this seems like a 1-1, 2-1 game to me. I'm hoping if Horsens score very early in this game, I think Odense can respond pretty quick, especially being at home. So I think this is a pretty good shot. I don't mind it at all. And anyways, this will be the biggest one of the day. 2 units. Parlay -120. Liverpool draw no bet, and Iceland Breidablik to score twice. So I was dying to get some Breidablik news because when Isaac Thorvaldsson is on the field, Breidablik have an extra 1.5 expected goals a game. That guy is the best player on the field against any team in Iceland, no matter who's on the field. He is the best player. He did not play versus Vikingur in that 1-1 draw. He hasn't played in 3 games, and I didn't really know why. There's been rumors for a month that after they get knocked out of a Europa Conference that he's going to go to Rosenborg in Norway. So I try to confirm that. I can't find any news anywhere. So literally we found out, from the coach who said that the price was insulting that Rosenborg offered for him and that he actually has a concussion. So we actually expect him to play today. If he plays today, this team total over 1.5 is a great play. I love Fram, especially at home. First half, both teams to scores are hitting like over 60%. But I do think Fram scoring this game, and I would rather play a Breidablik team total instead of them to win the game because I definitely think Fram can score twice. I don't think that Breidablik defense is really that good. I felt like they've been overperforming all season. There's so many games that you watch Breidablik play, and it's like, how did they win that game 3-0, or how did they win that game 4-1? It should have been 4-2 or 4-3. So I definitely think that Fram can score twice in this game, and I'm really surprised that Liverpool draw no bet makes this -120. Against Man United today, this is a really sketchy game. But I don't think Liverpool lose this game. I mean, Man United have absolutely nothing going for them. We'll see what happens. Is Ronaldo going to come out there and try to turn the tables? Casemiro, we'll see what happens. I don't trust Man United, and this line is sketchy, especially no Nunez today. Is really going to be Mo Salah and Firmino all up there. And Man United's grilled today. I think this is probably going to be the best angle. So if that does push that Breidablik team total over 1.5, we're playing it for 2 units, so we'll take about 1 unit profit there, a little less than that. So I do like this. And lastly, I am going to play a 4-leg parlay here. Plus 14, 266. I'm parlaying all 4 games in Iceland. First half, both teams to score yes. So that's just 0.2 units. I just threw $20 on it because I'm actually going to round robin this. Haven't run a round robin this month. We hit a huge one in May, hit a huge one in June, didn't hit one in July. This is going to be my first one of this month. So I'm risking 1 unit here to win 22.7 units, all in the first half. And here's how it looks. So the 2-leg round robin, that's 6 total bets because we have 4 legs. Total risk is $60, $10 each to win 658.92, and then through 3-leg round robin, which is just going to be 4 bets, total risk $40 to win 1670. So total reward there, if we hit all 4, is 22.7 units plus this parlay, which I don't even know the math on the top of my head. That's just kind of ridiculous. So we'll see. Pretty good rundown here. Hit it from the top one more time. This is actually how the round robin looks on here. Hopefully that's a little bit easier to see. You can see what I'm saying. At the top is the 3-team parlays. There's 4 total bets, $10 a piece. And on the bottom, 2-team parlays, 6 bets. So that's how we're doing that. And just run it down one more time real quick. Italy, Serie A, 1.5 units. Juve win over 1.5 goals. Iceland, 1.5 units. Vikinger, money line. If it's at minus 125, drop that play down to 1.25. Denmark, half unit. Horsens, Odense, first half, both teams to score yes, plus 360. That is what I'm going to be looking at for a live spot today in that game. If somebody goes up early in this game, I'm probably going to take a +1, especially if Horsens scored first. Also need to see how the game flows as well before I actually take something. Spain, Elche, both teams score yes. Good spot at home. 2 units, minus 120. Liverpool, draw no bet. Breida Blick to score twice. And then, of course, round robin and parlay on those Icelandic scores. So that's it for me. Shout out to my guys for joining this little rundown. And I'm actually going to just post this on YouTube. So any questions, just message me. But that's it. Thanks, guys.